Hey, this is Winker Reviews, and I'll be doing a video on Vox Lux, starring Natalie Portman, about a girl who breaks into the music industry under unusual circumstances. Now, the unusual circumstance is a school shooting, and this isn't a spoiler, it's in the trailer. And she's the only survivor in her class, and she writes a song for all the victims of the school shooting, and she gets discovered because she's a great singer and she wrote a decent song. And this movie pretty much shows her building up her album and building herself up as an artist. And the second half of the movie shows her as an adult, who's played by Natalie Portman. And as an adult, she's going through a lot of turmoil and addiction, and yeah, that's basically it. And I was actually kind of looking forward to this movie. I usually like movies like this, and I was actually surprised at the low rating on IMDb, but I still wanted to really see this, and I'm I'm not a huge fan of Natalie Portman, but I do like a lot of her movies. I think she's a great actress. So I thought this was going to be really great, and unfortunately, I was kind of disappointed. I was actually very disappointed, not even kind of. But before I get into the negatives, I'll go into the positives. I thought that the first half of the movie was decent. I thought the first 20 minutes of this was amazing, especially the opening credits and the music and what took place at the school shooting. I thought that was so well done. I thought that was very suspenseful. I thought it had a lot of unexpected moments during the shooting, and there's a lot of shots of cars driving like the ambulance and police cars driving down this long stretch of road, and just the camera angles and the music, that was so amazing to me. The way that was shot, it was I thought I was in for a treat when I saw that. That was something I've never seen before. I thought it was so well done. I thought, oh my god, this movie's gonna be up for an Oscar. Unfortunately, it really couldn't keep that momentum up. My main gripe with this movie is that it sort of flatlines after the first half. Now, a minor problem that I had was Raffi Cassidy, who plays the younger version of Natalie Portman's character. She, her acting is okay for the most part, but during the school shooting, she is supposed to be afraid and shocked while she sees everything taking place, and she looks like she's about to laugh, and I really hate that kind of acting. This type of acting is something I've had an issue with in other movies, like The Nun. I did a review on The Nun a few months ago, and that same type of acting where you're supposed to be crying and acting like you're afraid or in shock or something, and it literally looks like you're about to laugh, like you're trying to hold in a laugh. That's the exact same type of acting that I got from Raffi Cassidy. She just wasn't, I can't believe she got cast in this role. And that was the final take, and that was what they put in the movie. I thought she really did not sell it for me. Everything else about that scene was great. I thought her acting overall was very mediocre. It was passable for the most part, but it was just mediocre. I'm surprised she even has a career. Now, moving on to the second half. The second half was really weird, and that's when we're introduced to the older character, the older version of Celeste, played by Natalie Portman. And I have to say that the worst parts of this movie was Natalie Portman. I don't know if it was I don't know what's up with her performance in this, because Natalie Portman is actually a very great actress. She's such a convincing crier. And I don't know if that her performance was supposed to be over the top and humorous, but I thought her performance was really bad. Like, there's this one scene where she's in a dressing room and she has sort of like a mental breakdown, like a huge, like, outburst, and she starts crying, and people are trying to help her, and it just seems like straight out of a comedy. Like, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that, if it's supposed to be over the top, but even if it was supposed to be, it didn't. I wasn't sold on it. I didn't like it at all. It was so disappointing. Like, her performance was just not good at all. Now, the girl that plays the younger Celeste, Raffi Cassidy, she also plays the daughter of Natalie Port. Like, she's supposed to be the daughter of Natalie Portman in this movie. So not only is she playing a younger Natalie Portman, but she's also playing the daughter of the young the daughter of Celeste. She's playing a younger Celeste and the daughter of Celeste. I don't even know. That's so fucking confusing, even just saying it. And I don't know why they did that, why they didn't just cast someone else to play the daughter of the older Celeste. Why did they cast the younger version to play two different roles in this movie? That was so confusing when I first saw it. I was like, what the hell? And I didn't like that choice at all. Why wouldn't they just cast someone else? Like, that was so confusing. And I was like, wait, what? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I don't know, I thought, yeah, that was just so confusing. I'm sorry. Another issue that I had was the music. Like, she's supposed to be this huge superstar, and she's supposed to have, like, longevity. Like, she's in a, like, the character is supposed, like, the lead character, Celeste, is supposed to, have this long-lasting career. Like, her career started when she was, like, 14, and she's now 34, and so that's like a 20-year career, but her music is so mediocre. Now, my issue was the music. Uh, the music was supposed to be written by Sia, S-I-A. She's a famous performer and singer, and I actually do like a few of her songs, but the music was like really subpar. And even the dancing was super generic and subpar. And again, I don't know if that's supposed to be done on purpose, but there's like a real unending performance where Natalie performs a few songs, like two or three songs, and they're performing like this is supposed to be super epic, and like they're literally performing like Natalie, and the way she was performing, it was done in a way where you were supposed to think this was amazing, and you were supposed to understand why she's so famous despite all her antics. And I thought the performance was just lacking. Like, the singing was okay. I don't expect Natalie to be a good singer, even though it was obvious she was lip singing. And the dancing was very mediocre. The music was mediocre. I think Sia should have partnered up with Lady Gaga, and I'm not a Lady Gaga fan, but the music in A Star Is Born was so much better than in this movie, and I think maybe Lady Gaga should have had a hand in this and helped Sia make some good music, because with A Star Is Born, people are actually buying the album from the music in that movie because it was so good. In this, the songs were forgettable, and I already don't remember any of the songs from this movie. Overall, this movie was just very disappointing. I was just sitting in my seat during the ending, feeling confused, and yeah, I felt very confused, and I just wanted to leave. And I don't know, I'm contemplating giving this a 3 or a 4 out of 10, because there's really no reason why this was so bad, especially with the opening scene and the first half being very promising, and Natalie being a great actress. I'm very confused how this ended up being a huge mess. And yeah, I have to give this maybe a 4 out of 10.